Good morning students. Today class I am going to discuss about what is the use of this chapter. Means till now we come to know that what is electromagnetic induction. The rate of change of magnetic flux is equal to what? Induced EMF, right? When you change magnetic flux, it induces EMF. Now how we can use this phenomena in our everyday life, right? So that is what the application of this electromagnetic induction is what? AC generator. So what is AC generator? Have you seen, right? So what is AC generator is all the devices which are framed to reduce the burden, right? Okay. So it is a device. What it functions? Used to convert mechanical energy into electrical energy. So it is a device used to convert mechanical energy into electrical energy. Okay, on which principle it works? Because each and every device works on one principle. So what is the chapter name? Electromagnetic induction. So it uses the principle of what? The chapter, right? What is the principle? It works on the principle of electromagnetic induction. Let us see, we are enthusiased, right? How it converts mechanical energy into electrical energy. So the basic phenomena is what? Electromagnetic induction means we should change magnetic flux. If you change magnetic flux, it induces EMF, nothing but electrical current. So how we are going to use the mechanical energy into electrical energy? Let us take that. So this is the apparatus, the main apparatus that is working or the construction of AC generator. So what it has been there? It has poles, two poles of a bar magnet, means which produces uniform magnetic field. It produces what? Uniform magnetic field. Okay. So north pole and south pole, this is going to produce uniform magnetic field along this direction. Now this is called armature. What this is called as this part is called what? Armature. What is armature is? It consisting of rectangular coil with core. Means the core of this generator is called what? Armature. It consisting of coil with core is called what? Armature. The ends of the armature is connected to two slip rings R1 and R2. From there we can induce the EMF, and all these are placed on a device supporting stand called shaft. Okay, and we provide horseshoe magnet which produces magnetic field perpendicular to the axis of rotation of the coil. Now what is the function of this one? We already said that when you change magnetic flux, it induces EMF. How we are going to change magnetic flux here? Simple. What is magnetic flux? Phi B is equals to B bar dot A bar, nothing but BA cos theta. So here the armature of the coil remains same and we are using uniform magnetic field. What we are going to change here? Theta. Means we are going to rotate this coil in the presence of magnetic field. What happens? When you start to rotate, theta will changes. When theta will changes, magnetic flux also changes. If magnetic flux changes, it induces EMF according to Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction as what? E is equals to d phi B by dt. So that is the basic logic we have been implemented in this chapter to convert mechanical energy into electrical energy. Okay sir, we are saying that if you rotate this coil in the presence of uniform magnetic field having constant area of cross section, how the current will induce? We know, right? Phi B is equals to B bar dot A bar, BA cos theta, we are changing theta, it induces EMF. Okay. Now where they are using mechanical energy? We said that We use mechanical energy to convert into electrical energy, right? To rotate this coil. So, without external work done, can it rotate itself? No, right? It does not rotate itself in the presence of magnetic field. We should rotate. See, that is why to rotate once coil has been presented, what we will do? We start to rotate. If you start to rotate in the presence of magnetic field, the magnetic flux changes, it induces EMF. So, let us see how the phenomena, because I am not going to get a motor and generator for you, right. So, what I am doing here is I am going to show the picturization what will happen. So, this is north pole and this is south pole. Okay. Initially, this is rectangular coil. See the positions A, B, C, D. So, this is the direction of magnetic field and this is the normal. So, as you know, for this the normal is also along this direction and this is B. Now, here EMF induced is 0, right? Why? Because at this position B and A are along same direction. If B and A are along same direction, phi B is equals to B dot A, that is equals to what? BA. Means the flux is maximum. When the flux is maximum, we can't change. So, the induced EMF is 0. Next, we rotated. We rotated to, see the direction, how much changes? A, D, C, B. Now, this is area vector for this one. Now, area vector and this one are perpendicular to each other. Theta is equals to what? 90. When theta is equals to 90, it induces maximum EMF, right? It induces maximum EMF. Next again, in the third case, here theta is equals to 0, here theta is equals to 90, here theta is equals to 180, theta is equals to 270 and theta is equals to 360. In each and every case, we are changing the angle. Actually, for representation of u, I am changing from 0 to 90, 90 to 180. Generally, it can change from 0 to 10, 15, 20 like this. So, what happened then? It induces EMF at first case 0, then increases to maximum, then again decreases. For each and every off cycle, it is going to change its sign or not? Yes. So, to rotate this one, we require mechanical energy. How many turns we are going to rotate? Based on the number of turns we are going to rotate, the induced EMF will be go on increases. So, in this way we convert mechanical energy into electrical energy. So, let us derive the expression how we can be proved it is similar to that one. Let us see here. So, let us take same figure, just this is two poles of bar magnet, horseshoe magnet, this is a rectangular coil making an angle theta. So, this question is important for 3 marks as well as 5 marks. Here, as you know, these two are the poles of the magnet, these two are what ma? Poles of the magnet, and A is area vector making an angle theta with respect to magnetic field. Now, because it is a rectangular coil present in magnetic field having area, then magnetic flux linked with coil at any instant is what ma? Phi B is equals to B A cos theta, right. Now, for n turns, the magnetic flux linked with increases, n phi B is equals to what? N B A cos theta. Now, this rectangular coil is undergoing which force? Rotational force. So, it has which displacement? Rotational displacement, means angular displacement. If the coil is rotated, I am rotating the coil with the help of mechanical energy with angular velocity omega. If the coil is rotated with angular velocity omega, then what is omega? Angular displacement by time taken. Theta is what? Angular displacement. T is what? Time taken. From this, theta is equals to what, ma? Omega t. So, we can substitute in magnetic flux, right? Yes, therefore, phi b is equals to, what is phi b? N b a cos omega t. Okay. Now, how we will induce EMF here? By changing magnetic flux by rotating the coil. So, according to Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, what is E? If we take only induced EMF, what is that? D by dt of phi b. What is phi b here? Minus d by dt of n b a cos omega t. N b a cos omega t. So, what are the constants here? N is constant, number of turns remains constant, and we produce uniform magnetic field with the help of horseshoe magnet. Area of cross section also constant. What is changing here? Angle. So, d by dt of what? Cos omega t. So, if we differentiate, what happens? Minus NBA d by dx of cos omega t is what, ma? Minus sin omega t into d by dt of omega t. From this, E is equals to what? Minus into minus plus NBA sin omega t into omega. Therefore, E is equals to NBA omega sin omega t. As you know, at initial point t is equals to 0, at initial time t is equals to 0. We can say that, or maximum t is equals to 90. So, pi by 2 what happens, ma? E is equals to E naught. Therefore, E is equals to, E naught is equals to what? NBA omega. So, NBA omega plus is what we can substitute here? E naught sin omega t. So, from this what we can understand that here induced EMF changes as sine function, means up to now we produce constant current, but here we are getting what? Varying current or not? See how the varying current will comes. Let us apply that. At time t equals to 0, 0. Next, at t is equals to t by 2, if you substitute, what happens? T by 4, E naught will be maximum, then again decreases. So, this is at t by 4, this is at t by 2, and this is at 3t by 4, this is at t. So, in this way we produce the current which is varying with respect to time. This is called alternating current. This is what, ma? Alternating current. So, that is why we call this as AC generator, which uses mechanical energy to convert into electrical energy. So, by rotating the coil in the presence of uniform magnetic field, we are inducing EMF, which implies it is going to produce what? Current. So, here we can have different types of generators, right? What are the types of generators we can produce? We can see here. We have different types of generators. What are the different types of generators we have is, one is hydroelectric generator. You can assume what is hydroelectric generator? These are the generators in which armature is rotated by using water falling from a height. So, hydro power stations and near the dams, the water is falling from a height. So, their potential energy is utilized to rotate this coil. By rotating this coil, we are inducing EMF, those are called what? Hydroelectric generators. Next, thermal electric generators. Thermal electric generators are what? We can easily say that these are the generators in which armature is rotated by using steam. Here this is water falling from height, and nuclear electric generators or nuclear power reactors. You know, nuclear energy. The nuclear energy utilized to rotate these armatures. By using this, we can convert nuclear energy into electrical energy. So, this question is very important. In everyday life also we can observe the phenomena, and we got one new concept that up to now current remains constant, but in this chapter the current is going to vary. That varying current with respect to time is called what? Alternating current. So, this chapter we are going to discuss about what? AC. Clear? Yes, thank you.